Hey everybody. I just pressed the start stream button. Hopefully it's not making a loud scary noise like my last stream started with. My event is live. Hello. Hello everyone. Hey. Nobody's complaining yet. That's a good sign. The music is skipping around a little. I hope that's just on my end. But it doesn't really matter, I suppose. No scary noises so far. Excellent. Your parrot says hi. Does it actually, or are you speaking for the parrot? Because parrots are one of the few animals that can speak. So if your parrot didn't actually say hi, I would like you to retract that, please. Give us back the Thought Slime brain download tone. I don't think you could download my brain. You don't have the memory on your hard drive for all 16 megabytes of it. So here's what we're doing today. I promised I would do this before the stream. Totally didn't. I'm just Googling some Slime Rancher walkthroughs. Because I don't want to be stuck making no progress like we were last time. I was going to do it earlier, but I fell asleep because I've been falling asleep a lot. I'm trying to reset my sleep schedule, and it's just not working. Okay. Just looking for an easy to follow walkthrough boy. It's not a walkthrough, it's just a web forum where people are discussing the video game Slime Rancher. Ranch those slimes, that's what I intend to do. You know what occurs to me? I didn't. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Sorry, just doing some behind the scenes stuff right now. This game is so ridiculous it made me dizzy when I played. Can you just not do first-person shooters? Because some people get dizzy with first-person shooters. Aha. This is exactly what I needed. It's exactly what I needed, but it's way too small. Oh boy. Third-person games are the best. Ba-do-do-do-boo-do-boo. Arg. Just shut up. What am I looking at? You're looking at a grown man trying to find a walkthrough for this children's video game so that he can not waste all of his stream's time, and he's doing it anyway. He's wasting all of his stream's time with this. Okay. Wouldn't third-person games basically be movies? No, like Resident Evil 4 is a third-person action game. Super Mario Odyssey is a third-person action game. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to Google a big map with all of the treasure locations. You posted your video at a different time last week, so I wasn't the first person to post it on BreadTube. Sorry about that. For the first time ever, I needed time to finish it the next morning, and I had an appointment, so unfortunately I could not. So I had to. Well, I did finish it the next morning, but I neglected to put in the time for rendering. App with. Okay, we're just gonna get Gordo's going. Super Mario Odyssey is great. Why can't any of these maps be helpful? Okay. This ought to do. When you play The Sims, you play God. All right, we're ready for slime ranching. What needs must be done? Let us go to Science Town and deposit our plorts. For we have many plorts. Begone, cursed plorts. How dare you email me? How dare I receive an email during this, my stream? Happy birthday, Jade. Someone named Jade's birthday? Happy birthday, Jade. Destiny's being a repeat racist waiting for the downfall to get really deep. What did he do that was racist now? Like, did he do something else aside from the, calling Vietnamese people weak? Wrong date? Why? I demand answers. What do you mean wrong date? Did I put the wrong date in the, I did. It's the 29th, not the 28th. I see. I thought it was the 28th. But it's not. There's your answer. I hope that was as satisfying as you wanted it to be. How you guys doing for food? Where's the feeder? You have 10 carrots remaining. Use them wisely. Oh. Yeah, baby. All the stuff I like. Give me those. Some oil? Good stuff. What do you got for me? More oil. That's just the best. He didn't call Vietnamese people weak. He said their form of government is weak. I'd have to go back and rewatch the clip. But, I'm not sure that, that distinction matters a whole hell of a lot to, like Luna, who is in the actual discussion. Either way, to suggest that the Vietnamese people rolled over when the Americans came is, if not racist, at least, you know, wildly ahistorical. Neither of these guys have food, huh? Thanks for the shout out in the latest video. That's what it's there for. That's why I created an entire zone. I don't create zones, you know, willy-nilly. When I create a zone, it's for a purpose. Alright. Let's put some of these back, because I wasn't paying attention to how many cute berries I was sucking up. I put a bunch on the floor. That's not what I wanted to do, obviously. No. You know what? A lot of times, taking stuff out of the silo is like when you're pumping gas and you want to get exactly on the number that you're trying to get, but you go like 1 cent over and it just ruins your life. And then you have to work at the gas station. They say you didn't have the extra penny. You work here now. You belong to Esso or Ultramar or some other Canadian gas station. Hi, comrade. Thank you so much for the shout out. That one was not the result of any sort of zone, but you're welcome. It was very obvious to me that you know, that was something you needed. So it was kind of, I'd already decided who gets the eyeball. I'd already sent a confirmation letter to someone who asked to be in the eyeball zone this week. So I was like, okay, well, I'll have to figure something else out. And then I just figured, yeah, I can just put up YouTube community posts. Like, there's nothing stopping me. I'm powerful enough to do that as I please. And it doesn't matter what the man says to me, I'll just do it. I want to watch the stream, but I also want to read my new D&D book, Life is Filled with Choices. Okay, how about this? You should roll for it. You should do an insight check. So I don't know your passive insight, but if you succeed on the check, you should watch the stream, obviously, because that's the right choice. And if you fail, you should read your nerd book for nerds because only nerds know about D&D, which is why I couldn't think of any jokes about it just now. Because I'm not a nerd, I'm cool. You know? Oil sellers doing slavery? Shocking. Who's been doing slavery? Oh boy, I hate that stuff. Oh, by the way, Thought Slime told me to make the video, so I'm doing it. Do it! Make the video, coward. What do you think of police unions? I know you love unions, but they're not real unions. The police don't require a union because they don't require someone to advocate on their behalf because they're not workers. The fact that the police have a union and benefit tremendously from that, but still will break up, wildcat strikes, demonstrates all you need to know about their class interests, doesn't it? I'm mad at my players right now. I sent assassins, my old characters, against the party. Party wasted me. I want to die. You should talk to our DM, Tristan Johnson from Step Back History. Last night he had this big encounter with these ninjas that we were supposed to... it was supposed to be a high challenge rating for us, but we just absolutely devastated them. Just one of the dudes, we had a wizard who cast this spell that let him move inanimate objects, and he was trying to do like a whimsical Beauty and the Beast style "Be Our Guest" musical moment, but he accidentally got these incredibly high rolls, and they were all auto crits because of some circumstance that I can't quite remember, and it ended up just like reducing all of these guys to piles of goo. Hey, Thought Slime, been following you for a while and wanted to say that after being a reactionary conservative for most of my teenage life, you and others helped me bring me out of it. Thanks plenty. You're welcome. And try not to beat yourself up about it, because lots of people believe dumb shit when they're teenagers. I know I sure did. Confusingly, I remember my strongest political views in teenagedom were I was for gay marriage, but apparently my friends tell me that I was against sex before marriage. Now, I don't remember that, but my friends claim that I would argue with them like about saying that I'm against sex before marriage. But I've always been pro gay marriage, so you figure that one out. You figure out the sexual politics of my 13-year-old mind. Last year in West Virginia, teachers went on strike for a while for better health insurance. Now the West Virginia Senate passed a bill to prevent teacher strikes. See, this is the thing. They try and hamstring the power of workers because they know they'd lose if everybody just stood together. There's just nothing they can do to stop us, and they know that. All of these unproductive elder hens must be destroyed. With extreme prejudice, devour these hens, please. They displease me. Get in there. Come on. Give me the cubes. Thank you for showing up on Ollie's stream and helping raise money for a good cause. Thank Ollie. I didn't do shit. I just people asked me to show up, and I just had a conversation. I could not have done less. And he did a great deal, and he should be very proud of himself. Well, I don't know if I want to say this, but I want to do a charity stream, but I'm still working out the details. So check back in on that. I just hummed a Maj 7 chord. Is that bad? I know nothing of music, of the sound magic we call music. Do you have a favorite D&D class? It is the class I'm playing, baby, the Rogue. I think in 5th edition, casters seem real powerful, and I sometimes regret not playing a caster, like, but it's just, rogues are so cool. Like, I just can't help it. What charity? So that's mainly where I get hung up. I don't know what charity yet. I think the cause I wanted to go towards is the murdered and missing Indigenous women. But I don't know a good charity to direct that to. And I also don't know how to set up something like this. So it's not like, you know, it's not like I'm anywhere close to it, really. It's just something I like to fantasize about in the back of my mind. Someday I will be a useful boy. Okay. Get out of here. What is this? That deep brine. They're not going to eat this, right? That's fine. I care not that you turned into a cat. In fact, it pleases me. My favorite class is Dungeon Master. I want to get into actually playing the game, though. I played my first D&D game as a PC a week ago. Dungeon Masters are playing the game. I want to make a Trident Bard. I don't know what that is. Who was basically a musical Goku, personality-wise. Without context, I'm assuming you're talking about Freddie Mercury. Nothing. Rats. Question: is this a fun stream, or is it okay for me to ask about ask you about Destiny's bad response video? You can ask, but I didn't watch it, so I have no idea what questions I can answer for you. Probably everyone in this chat is more knowledgeable on the subject than I am, because generally when I make a video, I try not to just dwell on the subject of it forever and get into protracted lifelong debates with them. You know, I say what I think and I'm done. Was Destiny's response worth watching? Was it worth engaging with? Or is it just the typical, like, well, in your system, you expect food to be free? Destiny managed to lose a debate with your video. That's what Bad Empanada said on Twitter. Yeah. Thank you, Leftist Tech Support. Solidarity forever with you. Thank you, Ecto Squid. I'm getting a lot of no's. It's like, the thing about Destiny, if I'm being honest with you, is that, like, you know, people ask me, you know, are you going to keep up with his response? No, because I can already tell you what his responses were. It's a bunch of the same straw man that you get in every comment section of every video you make if you express anything even remotely political. All I know is he brought up Venezuela, which that alone should disqualify him from any sort of reasoned discourse on the subject. Like, why would I care about the opinions of somebody who has directly stated they have no interest in learning about the subject that they're debating? It's like if I wanted to argue with quantum physicists, you know what, that's not even fair, because that implies I'm an expert. It's like if I want to argue with a person who's read the Wikipedia article for quantum physics, and I have literally never heard the term quantum physics before and refuse to do any reading about it, trying to argue with them about special relativity or string theory or whatever the fuck quantum physics do. Furthermore, I said in the video that Destiny goes into these debates with the intention of proving how dumb his opponent is. And before he watched my video response where I said that, he said, time to watch this video by Thought Slime. I bet it's, you know, he said sarcastically, I bet it's super reasonable and informed. And it's like, you couldn't have proven my point better, my dude. I want to play D&D so bad, but I don't have a damn group and I can't DM yet. I'd say look online, because there's a lot of, like, if you're okay with, like, a virtual group, I'm sure you could get one started. People do that all the time. You mean you're not a physics expert? I'm not an expert in anything. Except for potentially the Ghoulies franchise. Wait, they don't even eat strawberries. Get those out of here. Stop shooting me, you jerks. I'm trying to clean your pen of the strawberry mess that I made. Here, enjoy, assholes. Are you a slime expert? Hell no, obviously not. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Jeez, it just never ends with the crops, huh? How do you feel, tactically speaking, about Peter Coffin using Destiny's platform? I don't have a problem with anyone using Destiny's platform. The reason I didn't debate Destiny is not because I'm morally opposed to debating Destiny. I think it would be a waste of time for me personally, because even though he'd be wrong about the shit he was saying, he'd be able to make me flustered super easily and beat me in any sort of debate, because he's very good at doing that, and I'm very bad at debating. So, like, there's no point in me doing it. It doesn't mean there's no point in anyone doing it. I think it's kind of a waste of time if you're expecting to change his mind. He's already decided what his mind is, and yeah. I don't understand this question. Why didn't little you want to draw your Sailor Moon AOC in a skirt? So I assume you meant Sailor Moon OC, not my Sailor Moon Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's because little me couldn't handle the idea of someone seeing me drawing that and having to explain that. I did not yet have the mental wherewithal to acknowledge about myself my desire to be effeminate, so I would take great pains to hide that or to downplay it, to the point that I myself often couldn't even tell or was in deep denial, is why. This game could do with some automation to move crops, plorts, etc. There is that stuff later in the game, but I need to find honey. Come on. Come on. Any day now. What is your take on social fascism theory? Do you think it's true or that it's correct? I don't know what that is. If you're asking me if it's a theory about fascism, I don't know. But if it's literally a type of fascism, then what the fuck do you think? What game is this? This is Minecraft. Can't build that. So close. Oh boy. Not enough resources. What am I missing? Rad plorts. Typical. Okay. Hello. Explode. Good. You fool. What's this? Do a video on colonialism and Crash Bandicoot like you mentioned in that one video. You couldn't handle my hot takes. I'm just saying, I opened the door for what I think is a pretty reasonable discourse about Wumpus Fruit. And I think it's not my place to speak anymore on that subject. I would leave that to content creators who are bandicoots or those who've been victimized by the evil Dr. Nexus. Reed Alexander, Reed Ross is Against the Fascist Creep. It's all about third positionists. I have it. I own a physical copy of that book. I have not read it. It was my understanding that it was a collection of short stories and poems and stuff. But if it's about third positionists, I'll read that. Thought have you worked on getting the Gordo keys? You might have fun in the mossy blanket. That's kind of what I was thinking about doing today. You can just Google Thoughtslime Rancher and you'll figure out what game he's playing. Let's all relax. Some people don't know things. That's okay. There's a pink Gordo I think I can find that might have goodies. So away we go. That's why I took out 50 of these very strange onions. When do you plan on launching your horror-related channel? You know, I'm planning on launching it in October. And I have 2 ideas for videos, and after that, I'll have to figure something out. But it's going to be a lot easier to think of ideas for that channel than it is for Thoughtslime because, I mean, it's all I do is think about horror movies. Okay. Focus on the keys. I'm focusing. I'm focused as hell, baby. Was this about horror? It's a second channel I'm going to do where all sorts of crazy stuff is going to be in the mix. Let's see. It's going to be called Scaredy Cats, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and you're all going to love it, unless you don't like horror movies. In which case, there's still this channel, where you'll still be getting as many videos as ever, so don't worry about it. That's life, you know? Sometimes people make YouTube channels that you don't want to watch, and that's okay too. I want to go through the teleporter that's in this direction. There's a teleporter around here, as I recall. Why are these giving off particle effects? Ah, there's my teleporty boy. What's your take on third position? Third positionists can go fuck themselves, along with any other fascist. That's my official position. Alright. I know there's a big pink luscious Gordo around here somewhere. And I'm gonna find him. You just reminded me, did you see The Purge 2 Anarchy? No, but I do have an idea for how to talk about that. But I want to talk about that one on Thoughtslime. I think the Purge movies have more to say from an anarchist perspective than people might give them credit for, to be honest. And if it weren't for the fact that it was named Anarchy and kind of gave people the impression that the Purge itself is anarchy, I think leftists would talk about these movies a lot more, frankly. Where's my... Aha! Stuff your face with these onions, buddy. You should stream horror games? Oh boy, I am real scared of horror games. But maybe that would make it fun, I don't know. I might do that, yes. Be gone. Onion rebate. Excellent. Aha. See, it's already a horror game. Get out of here. Why do you like this? Why do they... Be gone. You displease me. Just wanted to send you a few bucks since I actually got to catch a stream live. I love what you do. Thank you. Bloodborne. I did play a little bit of Bloodborne, and if you think that is a good idea, you should watch the stream I did and adjust your expectations accordingly. Play Bloodborne with H-Bomb? I mean, first of all, it is a one-player game. I guess I could summon him for like a boss fight or something, but he'd have to be down for it. And I don't think he just shows up at the streams of random people he doesn't know. What's my opinion on Training Day? I actually haven't seen Training Day. I've heard it's quite good. How do you feel about there being a fourth Matrix movie coming out? Not optimistic, I'll tell you that. And I'm a pretty big Wachowski sisters... Where is it? Give to me! What, you mean BreadTube are all a bunch of roommate besties? I mean, I'm not. I don't know a lot of people in the larger BreadTube community. I'm not great at socializing or reaching out to people, so I don't know. Look, we've already found a new place. And the frame rate has dropped considerably. That's a good sign. Yeah, let's go. The moss blanket. This is where someone told me to go. Bee slimes. Bee slimes. Let there be bee slimes, please, slimes. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this trash. We don't need it anymore because we're here to find cool stuff. Get out of here. Everything. Okay. Magma slimes. We've got those. I care not for magma slimes. That yellow face. Oh, I assume you're talking about Cloud Atlas. I need another key to get in there. What a hassle. Keep an eye out for elevated platform opportunity in this area. Elevated platform opportunity. It's a chicken nest. That's where chickens spawn. I'm learning about video game. I need more electricity. Mr. Slime, when you're done this game, you should consider playing Horizon Zero Dawn. It's very good, but it's very narrative-driven, so it might not be the best for stream. I would love to play Horizon Zero Dawn. That seems like a great game. Apparently your comedy is niche. That's crazy to me. You're one of the funniest people I've watched. Well, thank you. But I could have told you that. My sense of humor is very love it or hate it. And I can tell you from experience, hate it tends to be the majority. How do leftists reach out to the right and try to move them to the left? I think if you just make your case, I think the average right-winger has never heard a left-wing person express their views in a non-crazy way. You know? Like, the average right-winger just genuinely... I'll give you an example. I was at an event last Sunday to commemorate the 86th anniversary of the Christie Pitts riot. And there was... so it was a bunch of leftos and socialoids and what have you. And there was one guy there who insisted that Justin Trudeau was hard left. Not just left, like hard, ridiculously socialist left. And that's the type of person... all of his opinions on what was left and right were based on what Fox News had told him. He had never heard someone like express a genuine left-wing opinion in his life. And he was like, he looked like he was about 60 years old. So all you need to do really is just express your opinions like normally, in my opinion, and eventually they'll come around or they won't. You can't expect to win over everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, the power. Mint mango. Interesting. His reasoning for Justin Trudeau being a hard left socialist, because he said he adopts all of the positions of the left, and I asked him to name one, and he mentioned the carbon tax and Justin Trudeau's support for LGBT rights, which he said was exclusively a left-wing position. And when I said maybe it was, 20 years ago, it doesn't seem to be nowadays. Nowadays, it's fairly bipartisan. And he said it's not bipartisan because 90% of leftists support it and only 80% of right-wingers support it. So you figure that out. What is this? Bee slime and strands, obviously. What am I looking at here? Is this a ball of yarn? Is this ball of yarn? Will this make cat slime come to me? Ben S, what up? Sorry if this is out of your wheelhouse, but do you got anything to say about the current Me Too happening in game dev circles? I think it's great that it's coming out. I think it's a shame that it took this long. And I hope that the people who were affected can find some measure of justice, though I'm skeptical that they will, because this is not a very welcoming space for a lot of women and a lot of those types of stories. So I was very disappointed to hear about one of the developers of Night in the Woods, obviously. But I believe the person who made the allegations, and I hope that this type of thing can be made less common through that type of exposure. Why you got to explode on me? I'm a good person. What's this? Cool frame rate, game. Yup. When they released this on PlayStation 4, someone playtested this and said, you know what, it's fine. Open this treasure. Give it to me. Glow cones. Cameron Easter says hi. Hi, Cameron Easter. I had a dream, that just reminds me. I had a dream that there was a controversy about me that I didn't have an Easter special. You're convinced Destiny is a monster? I don't know if he's a monster. I think he's definitely a ding-dong of the highest caliber. What's this? Ho ho. Wild honey couldn't drag me away. My boss sent a long email about preserving company reputation this morning. In the afternoon, he sent a portal link by mistake to the main group chat. That's the stuff. Would you consider yourself a happy person? No. I mean, I'm happy right now, at this second. But not in general. I'm a pretty depressed person. Thanks for the map, suckers. Oh, so I guess the door I found earlier inside here was just a shortcut. And there's the teleporter as well. Interesting. Destiny took a huge dose of either mushrooms or LSD and he came out the other side more closed-minded. It was weird. That is weird. Speaking as someone that's done their fair share of substances in video games, not in real life, obviously, that it's never had that effect on me. It's mostly made me think about how cool it would be to be a caveman. And it's made me consider any liquid I'm drinking some sort of potion. I remember once I was tripping on acid in the video game Slime Rancher, and I was making coffee, and it occurred to me I was making it in a French press. At the time, I didn't have an AeroPress. What a dark time this was for me. And I was thinking, coffee is essentially a potion. I'm taking a very special dirt made from magic beans that gives me energy. And then later I went out and got a Red Bull, which is a similar type of potion. And I can tell you, going out on LSD in the video game Slime Rancher to the convenience store to get yourself some Red Bull, you start to have some bad feelings. Oh, another time, I can't believe, I don't know if I've ever told this story publicly. This is one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. I was coming down off of an LSD trip in the video game Slime Rancher, and I was walking home. And at this point, I was, the trip was mostly over. And I was just kind of like, in that place, that post-trip place where you're kind of just thinking about stuff. You're just feeling a little weird, and you're just, doing your thing. And I walk into a gas station to get a bottle of water because when you're tripping, you lose a lot of water. You have to keep hydrated. And I remember feeling like really nervous about going in because I was like, oh, the cashier is going to judge me. He's going to know that I'm high in the video game Slime Rancher. And I walk in and he's staring at a guy at the other end of the store. And I look over and there's a man wearing a fedora a wallet chain, and full clown makeup. And I don't mean Juggalo clown makeup, chat. I mean legit Ronald McDonald, like real ass clown makeup in the middle of the night. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And to this day, I don't know what is the story with the night clown. Gas station in Slime Rancher, huh? Seems legit. What are you, a cop? What are you doing? Why are you like this? Rizar says, royal jelly. What do we do with that royal jelly? Deposit royal jelly into the lab's refinery. That's what I thought. Oh boy, here I go ranching again. The night clown cometh. It's one of those experiences that when I describe it, you think, that sounds horrifying. And it should have been. Do I need it? I'll take it just in case. What do you guys eat? Fruit. Enjoy, mango, my beautiful amber slimes. Do you think there should be more exposure on YouTube for more niche mental illnesses like OCD and BPD? I myself struggle with OCD and have felt adrift on the platform as a result. The very fact that you say that you felt adrift on the platform as a result, to me, demonstrates that yes, there absolutely should be more representation for people with those conditions. The only thing I would be careful of, though, is that I do think it's up to the individual whether or not they choose to share that information. I don't think anyone is, responsible for sharing their mental illness. It's really a matter of what you can handle and what there's a lot of stuff you can do in this life. You don't have to necessarily talk about your mental illness if it's going to reopen old wounds. But yeah, I absolutely think that there's a place for that on YouTube. And I encourage anyone with those conditions, if they feel they're able to share their stories. Someone donated 10 questions, $10 and asked the question. Someone donated 10 questions and asked $1. What are your thoughts on liquid democracy plus ranked choice voting? I very much like ranked choice voting. That would have been my preference over first past the post had Justin Trudeau gone ahead with the election reform that he had promised. Of course, he didn't. I don't actually know what liquid democracy is, if I'm being honest. So that's kind of embarrassing because I hear the term a lot, but I genuinely don't know what it means. And also thank you to the person that pointed out that I missed that question, because that would have been real rude if I hadn't answered that. But yeah, I don't know what liquid democracy is. I'm sorry. I'm a fraud. I'm surprised people haven't figured that out yet. I have 2 apiaries. Welcome to the B Zone. Liquid democracy is what plants crave. Will this stream be uploaded? It's 3 a.m. in Europe, so I have to sleep. By all means, sleep. All of my streams get uploaded, but they get uploaded unlisted. So if you want to see them, you have to seek out the playlist of live streams in the playlist section of my channel. So don't worry about that. They'll always be available. Never kill yourself trying to stay awake, in the middle of the night. Gotta get that sleep. Sleep is praxis, comrade. Liquid democracy is basically the ability to change your vote. I think that's a great idea. Unless there's some problem with it that I'm missing. Obviously, logistically, you could run into issues, but, you know, any election method is going to run into some issues and some hypotheticals. Liquid democracy equals representative democracy, but the rep only gets a number of votes equal to the number of constituents, and you can take your vote back when you disagree with your rep. That sounds great. That is essentially, I mean, them being, assuming that's paired with, you know, losing a certain amount of those votes, means they're taken out of power. I think that sounds like a great idea. I think anything that can make politicians more accountable to their constituents and, you know, recallable, and if they fail to live up to their duties or completely lie about what they're going to do, sounds like a great idea to me. It's maybe not my ideal scenario, but it's certainly better than what we have now. Debate Destiny. No. Thought Slime, do you know about the anti-Pegida action this weekend? I do, and I will be there. And I hope you're not asking that question because you want to beat me up this weekend. But it's a possibility. I was just responding to Thought Slime's comments about being a fraud, but it's also something I've run into a lot. So, what did you say about me being a fraud? Did you say Thought Slime canceled? Let's look. Let's look through. Let's look. Let's see what you said. Snapple and cats. Obviously, it's good to be knowledgeable, but... But what? But what? Do I like techno? Not really. You said you were a fraud? Yeah, I am. I've never been shy about that. I think... I mean, the very nature of what I do requires a certain degree of fraudulence, in that, like, I'm presenting as though I'm a thought leader of some kind for anarchism, and obviously the very concept of that is kind of ridiculous. So will we have everything we need for hexacombs? I bet you can get those in the mossy blanket, huh? Let's go get some rad plorts. We haven't checked on our rad slimes in a while. That could be bad. I wouldn't cancel you, Thought Slime. Thanks. Have you ever tried substances, Slime? Oof. As we've discussed, I've tried all sorts of substances in the video game Slime Rancher. My friends are over here, as I recall. My radioactive friends. Ba-ba-ba-ba-do. Beep. Oh yeah, some of them died. Oops. Alright, they eat chickens, right? No, you eat meat. What do rad slimes eat? Vegetables. Well, that's convenient. For me, because I'm pretty sure I saw some carrots around here somewhere. Aha! Come to me, carrots. Friends, rejoice, for I have brought you many carrots. You just, I mean, if you just walk over to the carrot, you wouldn't be hungry. What happens if you get your rad meter full? Do I play Magic the Gathering at all? I do not. Just not my thing. Oh, very nearly found out just now. Let's let that drain a little. What is my opinion on dual power? You'll see very soon. By which I mean I'm making a video on it. I'm not making a threat. Just so that's clear. Yeah, this area has been a tad neglected, I see. There's a chicken right there. Feast, my friends. What is dual power? Dual power is setting up institutions that allow people to receive the benefits that the state provides without relying upon the state. Things like food, not bombs, is an example. As are like community self-defense, things like that. It will be stated more eloquently in the forthcoming video. Okay, let's go get some food for these guys. Oh my god, look at Chicken Zone. I can't leave Chicken Zone alone for a second. Look at all these beautiful chickens. And let's get some turnips. I like food, I dislike bombs. It does sound like a cool organization. It is not necessarily an organization. It is more like a type of organization. There's Food Not Bombs chapter. Food Not Bombs is very much like Antifa in the sense that, you know, there's lots of different chapters. They don't necessarily all belong to a single organization. But you should definitely Google the Food Not Bombs chapter in your city. Basically, dual power, let me put it this way. Dual power is essentially, you don't wait for a revolution. You set up the things that you're going to need for a revolution within the existing power structure so that, you know, when you take over the whatever, then you're not caught off guard, you know? The Black Panther community survival programs are also an example. Yes. I've been watching that Mindhunter season 2, and they are real cash about dropping the fact that the FBI, because the whole season there's an undercurrent about how the FBI has failed the black community, and they mentioned the Black Panthers once offhand. To just go like, oh yeah, like that time we dealt with the Black Panthers, and they never like really get into it at all, and it's really frustrating to watch. But I will say that season comes surprisingly close to saying ACAB. All right, to Science Zone. Are you a fan of worker co-ops? I am a fan of worker co-ops. Obviously. I don't think they're the be-all, end-all, and I think that worker co-ops existing within a greater capitalist structure doesn't necessarily mean, we're done. Can I get anything more? What? Oh. But it's definitely a start. My honey boys, they hunger. What's the most progressive work of fantasy / sci-fi you've indulged in lately? I mean, probably Steven Universe, right? I don't know. It's not a very progressive genre most of the time. I will return with fruits for you. Fret not, my friends. Was Destiny's response really that bad? People were like, his fans were dragging me on Twitter saying I was rude to him, and then I dragged him to the dirt, and it's like, I remember distinctly in the video saying that I don't think Destiny is dumb or a bad guy necessarily. So that struck me as a very unusual reaction, and I made sure to take a note of it, as it might come up later. He botched the NAM question. In what way? It is essentially like, it's very frustrating with people like Destiny because they'll say shit like socialism has never worked, and then all of their examples for failures within socialism are either things that liberal countries have also done or things that liberal countries are currently doing. Like they'll point to like the gulags or something and completely ignore like the enormous prison population of the United States, or that's just normal, that's just a thing that happens, that's unconnected to liberalism. And it's like, it's amazing that any problem in a socialist country is obviously the fault of socialism, but any problem in a liberal country is just a happenstance. Just, who knows? It's a weird coincidence and it doesn't really have any cause. Look at this bounty of carrots. Such carrots the world has never seen. Moron used to be an actual diagnosis, so yikes. I didn't say moron, did I? Destiny should actually argue with a Stotzi-loving tanky. That's the last thing that should happen. He would just assume that's what all of us believe then. Please explain how you somehow think a socialist country could or could not work. Could or would work. I mean, what kind of a question is that? How does one explain how a country could or would work. Like, that's... What does that mean? My chats keep getting seen out of context. Well, you just my eyes are drawn to your comments, so that should be a good thing. That dude's just trolling? Yeah, probably. But there are people that will say shit like that. Would you consider doing an episode on Marble Hornets for Scaredy Cats? Now there's a good idea. I would love to do a video on cool web horror. There's a lot of good stuff, too. I feel like Nightmind kind of has the market cornered on a lot of that. But I have stuff I could say, I'm sure. I really liked Marble Hornet. I really liked the first season of Marble Hornets, and then I kind of fell out of it. So I don't know how it was after that, really. But that first season was great and really innovative. A lot of the web content that I got into, like horror web content, was specifically because of Nightmind. Though I'm told he's kind of a dick. Like, he was kind of a dick to Nick Spheres and called her something transphobic. This is all like third-hand information, so please forgive me if I'm wrong about any of this drama about other YouTubers. But there's also Hi, I'm Mary Mary, which is about a woman who's trapped in a house that she cannot change. Like, if she takes a jar of peanut butter out of the cupboard, then the peanut butter will just appear back inside the cupboard. And there's like monsters that come for her at night. Really unique idea. Or the sun went away or something. It's a Twitter horror story about this person living in a world where the sun just disappears and no one knows why or how they're alive or anything like that. And it's really interesting. Bad Empanada did a great video about Destiny. Everybody should watch it. I haven't seen it, but I agree. Everybody go watch Bad Empanada's video. So hyped for Thought Slime's new horror channel. Horror is the only escapism that works for me anymore. Fantasy and sci-fi are all just political allegories for my brain. Well, there's definitely a lot of political allegories in horror, so this content might be challenging for you. I'm going to avoid talking about Jordan Peele's Us for as long as I possibly can. People seem determined to get me to talk about that. I just don't want to. Oof. Oof, it's so warm in here. I can't wait for it to cool off a little and for me to not be so sweaty. My lip bleeding? I haven't seen Us, don't spoil it. The call's coming from inside the house. Did game freeze? Get a black YouTuber to talk about Us with you? Yeah, I guess. That would be the thing to do. How did I get this cut on my lid? If you had to choose between eating a carton of Peeps or an old Archie comic, what would you choose? Probably the Archie comic. Because at least that's vegan, right? Who was phone? The phone was me looking at my lip in my camera. Sorry. Oof. 210 people watching. That's pretty good. Do I like the band Against Me? Someone asked me this on Curious Cat and recommended a song, and I just did not jive with it. It's like this folk punk type of thing, and it just isn't for me. And I always hesitate to answer questions like that because I'm not like shitting over people's taste in music. Some stuff I just don't jive with, you know, and that's doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. Any games you'd recommend on that old PlayStation Now? I don't know what's on PlayStation Now. I have PlayStation Plus just so I can play online games, but I don't have PlayStation Now. I don't know what's on there. Ha ha ha, I got bingo. What does that mean? Did game freeze again? Yeah, does this chat have mods? What does that mean? Why, is something going on? Thought Slime, you need to make some mods. I have so many mods. Did someone say? I'm not seeing anything. What's going on? Why do I need mods? I'm not seeing any bad stuff. What's going on? Is it just because I said there's 210 people? Game did not freeze again. I don't see a single mod in here right now. Well, I have like 30 mods in general. I don't necessarily... I can't necessarily guarantee they're always going to be here, but I'm watching the chat like a hawk, and if I see anything, I will pounce and delete with extreme prejudice. It's just the odd person acting in bad faith. That's fine, though. Like, I don't have a problem with people coming in here and just saying, like, I disagree or communism is bad or whatever. But if someone were, like, saying racist words, like gamer words, that's the type of thing I would want to stop. And then a skeleton popped out. Well, they come from the ground and from all over, and the bones are their money. Worms are their dollars, etc. Why is this live stream a good thing? Well, for one, it lets me talk to my pals, the internet. Why wouldn't it be a good thing? People can watch... Look at this bounty of plorts! What have I done? Well, that's not a problem. It was the movie spoiler thing. I didn't see anybody genuinely spoiler the movie. Liked your recent eyeballs thing. How do you think we can encourage greater leftist unity on YouTube in general? I know a lot of people are working on it. One of the things I was gonna do was I was going to start like a panel show, and then some other leftists reached out to me and they're already doing it. So now I don't have to. I think in general, I want to reach out to a lot more smaller creators and get them, maybe invite them on streams and stuff. In fact, that's something I should discuss now. One of the things I think it would be cool to do in future is maybe set up a Discord channel where creators and pals, people that I give a special role to, maybe in my Discord, they could come talk on these streams with me and hang out, and we could have discussions. And I think that would be good for a couple of reasons. Number one, because it's a bit more entertaining than just me by myself. I'd have someone to bounce ideas off with, and they'd be able to promote their work and stuff like that. But I don't know, like, is it like that could be considered exploitative as well, I guess, because these are, my streams and I'm kind of using people for free content in that way. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Did I just channel American Johnson? How so? Means TV is looking pretty good as a worker-owned anti-capitalist YouTube goes. Sounds like you're echo chambering thoughts, Slime. Hell yeah. Of course I am. Echo chambers rule. I'm making a Slime Rancher Minecraft map. Does that count? I mean, there are slimes in Minecraft. How do we know if a movie spoiler is genuine if we haven't seen the movie? Well, I can tell you for a fact there's no character in Us named Boromir. Game freeze! No, game's fine. I'm very afraid game will freeze. The problem with debating Destiny is he just wants to appear victorious. I mean, I think there are some people that could make that work. I think there are some people who like him appearing victorious against, or looking like he's trying to get that reaction, could kind of backfire in his face. It ain't me though. As I'm the type of confrontational person where like I do get worked up and I do get angry. So like, if he tries to get in my face, it'll just work, and no one's going to feel sorry for me because I'm going to be like giving as much as I'm receiving. Don't take that out of context. So really, like, it doesn't play to my strengths. What I perceive my strengths to be, like, at all. Do not feed the fish. What is this fish and chips guy saying? The majority of people are capitalists, not just white trash who go to sports bars. Lol. I agree. You can say the same thing about any establishment. This prison doesn't seem like they're being that bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm... Are you optimistic about the recent popularity of the left? Not really. As I've said to many people, you hope in one hand and you shit in the other. Tell me which one fills up first. I don't know, his fans think he won. I guess that always just happens. Yeah, pretty much. That's why whenever people tell me, like, oh, he embarrassed himself, like, from our perspective, but we already know he's wrong, right? And that's the thing is, like, if I debated Destiny, all the people that like me would walk away thinking I did an amazing job, and all the people that like him would walk away thinking he did an amazing job, and nobody's mind would be changed, right? Or at least if they did, it would be people that came into it like, I don't know. I doubt I could sway anyone in a conversation with someone like that. How do you feel about the demon butt-flavored fruit frequently called pears? Pears are just watered-down apples. If you want an apple but like half of the flavor, try a pear. I'm pretty left-leaning, dog. I just think that the only way to change the world is play by the rules of capitalism. Then you are, by definition, not left-leaning. What you are describing is centrism. I disagree in your hot take on pears. Well, that's fine. Ever had an apple? It'll blow your mind. Sorry, I got turned around there for a second. What should I combine my honey slimes with? That's a good point. People who watched the Nixon versus JFK debate on TV thought JFK won. People who listened on the radio thought Nixon won. You sweat too much for debates, man. That finally, someone is speaking some sense. There you go. That's Patreon fuel to get him stronger AC. My AC is plenty strong. It's just that it's very loud, so I turn it off while I'm recording. Honey Rad Slimes, IMHO. Honey Slimes are good with something that eats chickens only, then they can grow mint mangoes. All the cats are good to make. I have so many cats. I don't need cat slimes. I don't think we can be friends anymore if you don't like pears or against me. That's okay. You know, we had a good run. Slime, do you think capitalism assumes people are lazy because they aren't doing typical societal examples of labor, i.e. digging ditches, while caring for their family isn't labor? I think it's more so that jobs that traditionally women did are considered less meaningful or valid than jobs men traditionally did. And women tended to do all of the care work, so of course that gets treated as though it's not legitimate. That's my view on that. Looks like you're going to have to take one for the team and keep your feet in an ice bucket. If there's one thing I've learned from my time on the internet, don't do anything chat tells you to do with your feet. And let's just leave it at that. Capitalism convinces people they're just lazy. I would say that there is an assumption that is used to justify capitalism often that without a profit, you know, people are not incentivized to work, and I think that is true under capitalism. I don't think it's necessarily true of human nature, and I think it's yet again it's one of these things that people kind of don't have the imagination to think of anything different. It's more like if you could do whatever you wanted, people think, oh, I would just spend my time playing video games. I gotta tell you, I've been unemployed and I've spent like my entire week playing video games, and it gets old. Like, you don't enjoy it as much as you think you're going to. At some point, the human brain desires like meaningful things to do. Is there no rooster in here? Is it an elder rooster? Is that the problem? Elder hen. I need a rooster. Well, let's get this elder hen out of here. You're useless. You're pointless. Look for a hunter slime. They will make really cute large with the honey slimes. Got it. You're hungry? Eat this elder hen. She's outlived her usefulness to me and must be destroyed. Now, let me check my map and see how I get back to that area. Oh, it's like right by here. Where is the zone? Are you zone? Why does this not let me go now? This is the teleporter, right? This is the teleporter that takes me to Moss Blanket? Am I mistaken? 420, what? Guys, burgers or burritos? With it, it's not an either or scenario. That's a one-way teleporter. Ah. Now I gotta find my way back there. What kind of video game is this? Wasn't through there. Nice try, video game. There can be only one. It's a kind of magic. I too can make Highlander references. Aha! I have found my way back to the radioactive zone. Not radioactive zone, to plant zone. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum. To plant zone. Baby is born with no genitals and a donut, so what is the baby? Sounds like a cop, maybe? Don't mind me, ladies and germs. I've come to just abduct more of your kind. That's how I came in. This is my direction. This is where I want to go. You know what? I'm going to check the map and see if there's any Gordos. There's a honey Gordo. Let's get him some food so we hello. Hunter Slime. Hunter Slime get. I didn't even notice. I just walked right past him. Yeah, this is where I want to go. Hey, you. Come here. Not over there. Where is my friend? Cat slime too. This cat slime sneaks. Am I in the right place? It's hard to tell from this. Yeah. Yeah. So you must be up high. Up high. Cool voice crack. Got me. This sounds like a game crunchy sound. What? Sure would love another makeup tutorial here, Thought Slime. Is on my level of makeup skill and I'm a cis girl. I haven't found any actually super basic makeup tutorials. Well, I don't know if you should really follow my makeup tutorials as advice. To be honest, I'm not sure that that's necessarily. There he is. All right. What do you eat? Fruit. We must find a fruit to give to this boy. Here are some fruits. There's only one fruit. All right, we should give it to him before we go fruit hunting because that way we'll remember where he is. Hey. That did put him on the map. Give me these fruits. Got ya. Gotcha. Just looking. You know what? Let's just go back. Let's go back to base. Get some fruits. And we're all good. Get ourselves another key. And who knows what we can accomplish. Yeah, let's find the teleporter. We might as well find the other one while we're here. Okay, so he's up in the very top corner. Are we headed in that direction? Yup. Sorry, I didn't hear any tars, so I gotta go do my own thing. You look way more serious than usual. I assure you, I am not feeling more serious than usual. I've actually been feeling really good because aside from today, I've skateboarded every day this week. And 3 days in the preceding week directly before this week. So I was on a big streak. I no longer am. But that's okay. I wanted to take a day off, rest my weary muscles. What would be your recommendations for making corpse paint like the stuff black metal bands wear? All right, write this down. Don't. Got him. I don't know. I don't know nothing about corpse paint. I had metalhead friends in high school, but they all turned out to be weirdos. Cool frame rate. I've only ever seen people do it with like literal Halloween makeup, so I'm really not the person to ask. Although it doesn't like strike me as particularly difficult to do. You know? Could I fly all the way over there on one tank? I wish I knew how to skate. I feel like such a poser with blue hair and no skateboard. I don't know what blue hair has to do with it, but I promise you that if you with only a few hours a day for 2 months, you can learn to sort of skate like I did. And I don't even have blue hair, so if I can do it. Oh, no, you don't. This isn't where I want it to be. How do I get up to place? I'm willing to bet this takes me to my raccoon friend. Aha. Now that looks like a path. What? Look at all those hunter slimes. Don't! Okay, well, good news. I got home. Safe and sound. This is a weird punishment in the game, because it really does just give you a bunch of free stuff when you die. End caps are the ones who think you can have no state. No. Anarchists think you can have no state. We just define the state differently than most socialists, which is very confusing for a lot of people. The state does not mean like the post office. It is a consolidated vertical group that directs its power in the interests of the producing or the owning class rather than the producing class. It is not merely a government, as some people suggest, and it's very confusing that a lot of early anarchist writers use the terms interchangeably. Anarchists are not against organization. Anarchists are against oppression. Don't tell the other slimes, but you're the only important ones. Consolidated vertical group or horizontal? Well, sorry. I was kind of speaking off the cuff and playing the game at the same time. What I mean is they're organized vertically, a state is, and they consolidate that power into the hands of a few. I just kind of got mixed up with my words there a little bit. What does the player model look like in Slime Rancher? Does anyone know? It's like a lady with big poofy hair. I can show you in the house. Maybe I will, if you behave yourselves. How you doing for food? You have 2 cube berries remaining. 2 cube berries remain. You can send a link. No one's going to be able to see it. I don't let links in the chat. That's what the player model looks like. It's got a band-aid on her face. That's just how it is. Let's take a chance to read this email. How boring. Bye. Bong water is herbal tea? That is an upsetting sentence. That is an upsetting thing that you just said. And I think you meant to upset me with it. That's what hurts the most. Beep. Let's go back to our friend, the big Gordo honey boy. Everybody, if I get up to get some water, I hear you. Come to me. No, not come. Get out of here. Give me your treasures. I was supposed to feed him, wasn't I? If I get up to get some water, are you guys going to be okay? You guys going to be chill about it? I was supposed to feed the cat. I see. I made that mistake. Now I'll never make it again. Except I probably will. Not bong water, no. I don't have a bong. I have but a personal vape. We're already not chill. That's a good point. We'll behave. Alright. I will remember who among you behaved and who didn't when I return. I will read the backlogs and I will know what you have done. And you will regret your words and your deeds, should you betray me. Aha! Traitors. Trying to wrest control of the chat from me. I'm so proud of you. I'm back though, so my tyranny remains. Aha, this is direction I go. I don't want you. Get out of here. Be gone from my life. I absolutely didn't crime the chat. Dengism is good? No, it isn't. I think you meant to type Dengism is bad. It's okay, it happens to the best of us. I got real life Dengists on my ass now. When I say real life, I mean online, because obviously there are no Dengists in real life. Well, outside China, I guess. Do I know what Garrett is doing? No. All those tires I hear. You know, it sounds like... At some point, these slimes have to learn to fight their own battles. They're not learning, you know, how to defend themselves in their territory. Like, it's nature, you know? You gotta let the natural biome... I hear you. I hear you. Where are you? Have a hen. No! I tried to give you hen! Eat hen! Ugh. Ugh. I still hear. Ha ha ha. Don't mind if I already did. Don't eat that chicken. Probably won't find. What's this? Little old key that I almost missed. What the fuck is happening on screen? That was a lucky slime. I had to feed him some meat, and that makes him give you lots of coins, which is what you want. And then I fed a honey slime some fruit so that he would explode, giving me his treasures. I have water, I'm good. Just joined. What is this UU game? This is Halo 2. I'm playing as the Master Chief, and I'm ranching the Flood. See that big blue, light blue area? Use your new key to the south of it. This area? I will use key there. But first, I must track down the Hunter Gordo. Don't be silly, this is Fortnite. This is not Fortnite. I've been told I am a boomer. Whenever I appear on someone's Twitch chat, I get called a boomer. And so I regret to inform you I am disqualified from ever playing Fortnite. Come to me. You. You. Ah, you fool. These are jungle hens, I guess. Great, all questions totally cleared. Totally. Thanks, Thought Slime Person. You're welcome. It's Slime Rancher, everybody. We were just funnin'. It's only Slime Rancher. I want ranch so bad. Go get some ranch. Life's too short to sit here wanting it. Go get it. You deserve it. Okay, this time we mustn't fall. We must persevere. What are you, invisible? Feral slimes. So hunter slimes can turn invisible, huh? Well, we don't need this boom slime. Get out of my inventory, jackass. I guess I can't collect these fools. Where is my friend? Legalize ranch. Absolutely. Okay. Jeez, guys. Relax. Boom. Oh, that's why I couldn't suck them up. It's not because they're feral. It's just because they're largos. Hey, come here for a second. No, come here. Come here. I want to show you something. There you go. Hey, check this out. Do you see this? Later. No. It's okay. I got something to show you. Why I oughta. Where? Aha! I see you, friend. I can't get on top of Mushroom. This game has anticipated my every move. I ran out of jetpack fuel. Be gone. Okay, now that we've done that. Don't you even Now. If we could grab some tiny hunters, that would be nice. Hold me closer, tiny hunter. Nope! Haha! Check out those gamer reflexes. Be careful who you call a boomer in high school. Oh, hey, Slimo. Hey, Kato. I can get over there. That's no problem. I don't fear this. Nothing to fear. I had over 100 power left. Where are my hunters at? Are they daytime slimes? Feels like they ought to be nighttime slimes. Pogo fruits. They look bad. No, no, I want you. Come to me. Thank you. These pogo fruits must go. I require them not. You see, I can't in good conscience support a violent ideology. There is no other type of ideology. Some philosophers go so far as to define ideology as how one considers the use of violence to be validly applied. For example, if you are a liberal, then you support the police and military as institutions, both of which are violent. If you believe that there should be private property, that private property must be enforced by violence. I don't support capitalism. Well, then what? Okay, so how do you suggest there be no capitalism without violence? I'm all ears. What should be done about capitalism, and why should the violence of capitalism be preferable to the violence required to overthrow it? So you mentioned something about being open to collabs. Could you expand on that and a bit more for your parameters of them? Yeah, so I will basically collaborate with anybody, provided that they don't message me with, hey, we should collab. And I go, okay, what do you want to do? And they go, I don't know, what do you want to do? Approach me with an idea and a clear request that I can act upon, and I will more likely than not help you out. Obviously, if that starts to get out of hand, then things will have to change, but I'm always open to collaborations. I just find that saying that often people will be like, either they'll have no idea what they want to do, or they will say, oh, let's do a stream where we just hang out and talk. And it's like, that's not really what I do around here. Is Stardew Valley free? I've heard a bit about it, and it sounds cool, but I don't really have money. It is not free, unfortunately. But it's a very good game, and it's... if you're tight on funds, it is, hold out for a sale or whatever, but it is the type of game that you get a lot of hours out of. Where is I? Let's go to the teleporter. I don't think we're going to find any hunters, which is a shame. What's that, Felix? You want to get in my lap? Are you going to appear on camera for my friends to see? No. Felix, be good for engagement, please. Look at the camera. Okay, someone needs to be brushed. Brushed you yesterday. You just want to shed all summer, huh? That's okay. Felix, can you do me a favor? Can you say trans rights? It's like a thing people do on stream. It's like for trans people. If you could say trans rights. She's normally better than this. I don't know why she's resisting so hard. She's right here. She's still here. Felix, could you get off my headphone cable? That would be super great. Okay. Would you debate Vosh over the differences you guys have on a certain topic? No. Jesus, Felix. Do you just produce more fur? Hey. Not on the microphone, please. Okay. You're really getting in the way. Feed a hunter largo, give plorts the slimes. Yeah, I could do it that way. But I like having the regular ones, too. Trans rights, says Felix. Okay. You're gonna just... Okay, could you please find something to rub your face against that doesn't interrupt the stream? Okay. Felix is currently pinning my hand down. Please don't call my cat a turf. I shouldn't have to explain that we don't call my cat turfs here on my stream. You want to come over here, Felix? You want to come over to this side, please? Ow, ow, ow. There you go. Ow. Dogs are wobblies and cats are Antifa. Cats, the symbol of the IWW is a cat. I'll have you know. Cats have a long and storied tradition as anarchists. You know what dogs do? They work for the police. This cat requires so much attention right now. Because she hears me talking to somebody and she doesn't know who it is. Some cats are cops? Incorrect. Felix is an FBI infiltrator. Watch out, comrades. My cat is a comrade, okay? She's an emotional support cat, and she helped me through some dark times. Please don't bad jacket my cat. What? What? The amount... No, you can't come this way because you keep getting in the way of my stuff. Okay, sorry. I hate to do... I'm just petting my cat so that she knows that she is loved. This is what it's like every day. Intergage with chat while petting. I'm trying. See, she keeps walking out of the camera frame too. That's annoying. Come back here. Well, now you're too good for me, huh? Look at that. Look at that. Look at how high that tail goes up. That's how you know when a cat's in a good mood. Alright. She's satisfied for now. Play with cat instead of gaming. Sometimes you just have to give a cat attention. Like sometimes they just are not satisfied unless they get a little attention. That's just how they are as creatures. What would be an ideal anarchist video game? Probably Minecraft. Created by Hatsune Miku in 1997. The ultimate open world game. Build and craft blocks from other blocks. Do you have what it takes to survive in this crafting mining adventure? Find out by playing Minecraft. And she's looking at me. It's really weird. Is moving ever and ever closer to my lap. She thinks I won't notice. Hey, what's up? Oh, no, I'm not gonna sit in your lap. I'm just chilling out. For as long as I have known her, Felix has been obsessed with sitting in my lap, in particular. Like she will sit in other people's laps if I'm not around. I don't know if it's just like a dude thing, because I'm producing enough heat. Femme bodies tend to produce less heat, I am told. And I've never really lived with another dude. I've only lived with ladies. But ever since we got her, she's just I remember when we first brought Charlie and Felix home. Every time she sat in my lap, like I would be like so freaked out because I'm like, oh, I better not do anything to ruin this because she'll never sit in my lap again. And you know, and then it gradually dawned on me that no, she just. Sometimes I will look down and Felix is in my lap and I didn't even realize she got in there. Oh good, more mail. Cats mostly ignored by elite science can... What? Cats mostly ignored by elite science can and do cooperate. They're not hyper-individualist. I mean, I could have told you that. There are, like, stray cats in my neighborhood that, like, when I'm out skateboarding, will, like, approach me and just, like, they just want to get petted, you know? Like, the idea that cats are these solitary creatures is, you know, it seems self-evidently wrong to anyone who has ever had cats. Look at all these goodies. I love when there's a lot of stuff to suck up in this game. It feels so good. Cats form gangs. Why is it when it's dogs they call them packs, when it's cats they call them gangs? Jesus. Maybe you're secretly a cat whisperer, Slime. Not necessarily. I mean, I don't think cats necessarily like me over other people. Some cats do, because a lot of people will say that their cats are unfriendly because they try to treat their cats like dogs, and then get surprised when the cats are like, hey, fuck you, don't run at me. I'm a small thing and you're a big thing and you're running at me. So, like, I know how to behave around cats. I'm also, like, not afraid of getting scratched by a cat, because it's fine. Like, unless they're really mad at you and they really want to hurt you, it usually doesn't hurt that bad. And if they do really want to hurt you, like, chances are you did something that to provoke them in some way. Cats generally don't just attack people out of, for no reason, particularly not like domestic cats. Now, a wild cat, maybe if you cornered it, it would behave like that, but a cat in somebody's house, even if it's poorly behaved, typically is not just going to freak out and scratch the ever-loving shit out of you unless you, make it afraid or do something to it to make it want to. Some cats don't like belly rubs, and that's okay. Most cats don't like belly rubs. In fact, when a cat shows you its belly, oftentimes what it's doing is showing you its most vulnerable area and saying, like, hey, I trust you. So please don't, fuck with me. And when you immediately go to grab it, it's like you're grabbing at its most vulnerable area, when it displayed that to you, and it's kind of not what they like. Put on the glasses? I'm wearing glasses already. I think you're trying to do a They Live type of thing, but I don't get it because I'm already wearing glasses. By the way, I recommend reading Why Socialism by Einstein. I have read it, so there. Also, I know there's some Antifa meetings at a bookstore near me. I'm thinking about going. Should I go or should I stay far away? If they're publicly advertised Antifa meetings, you should probably stay away. That typically isn't how that's done. It's not the type of thing that is typically just open to the public and done, like that. Now, there are, anti-fascist groups. There are, like, plenty of anti-fascist, anti-racist groups that will do stuff like that. But if it's specifically calling itself Antifa, that doesn't seem right to me. Could be wrong. Have I read Black Against Empire? I have not. Never even heard of it, actually. Does the black refer to black people, or does it refer to black flags? Thought slimes make the glasses and deal them out. What? I don't understand all these... You're making some kind of references that I don't understand. It's making me feel alienated. I don't know what's going on. Because, like, think about it. Like, if you had an Antifa meeting in a bookshop, what is to stop the fash from, like, showing up and just finding out all of your strategies and everything you intend to do? What's to stop the cops from showing up? Like, doesn't make any sense. It's called the New York City Anarchist Anti-Fascist Alliance or something like that. The bookstore itself is a pretty feminist store, so it looks legit. All right, then. Yeah, I'd say go to that. Like, if they're planning, like, a rally or like, a march or something, that's one thing. But if it's, like, you know, if they're specifically describing it as, like, we're going to prevent a fascist activity of some kind, you know, generally that type of stuff is not discussed out in the open. For the reasons I just mentioned. Fashion cops tend to stay away from books. That's not true. Hitler wrote books. I assume Tucker Carlson has written books. What about Punisher comics? Sometimes bookstores sell those. I went there. The J20 had a massive open assembly that got infiltrated by Fash, but their footage actually helped disprove the state's case for a conspiracy in that case. Yeah, the Fash are kind of useless at that stuff. It's not as though the case for criminal conspiracy in that for the J20 protesters was in any way, you know, cogent. It was just hoping that like the Justice Department under President Trump would let them get away with doing whatever they wanted. And amazingly, it didn't. So. I see Punisher skulls all over the place where I live. It weirds me out. Well, you know, it's it has definitely become a crypto-fash symbol in a lot of ways. The Punisher is supposed to be a bad guy. Like, people talk about the Punisher like, oh, he's such a nuanced character. No, he isn't. He's very much just a bad guy. He's, like, pretty clear cut. It's like a bad guy archetype, you know? He's lawful evil, essentially. What game is this? This is Banjo-Kazooie? The remastered version looks a lot different, I know. But Punisher loves to kill cops. He can't be all bad. He only kills corrupt ones. Corrupt ones. Oop. This is one of those games where bunny hopping doesn't make you go faster, and that's annoying to me. Not calling you a crypto nuzbol, just orgs that openly advocate for patriotic socialism. That Turfy and Super Nozzle Marxist memes page did, for example. I don't know who you're talking to, but yes, patriotism sucks. Mexi did a great video on patriotism recently. Specifically about Canadian patriotism, but it applies largely to all North American patriotism, really. All North American colonizer patriotism. And I'm sorry to use the word colonizer because, you know, as a colonizer, I probably shouldn't, but I genuinely don't know a better word to use. Like, to describe the people I'm referring to. Like, I'm certainly not trying to take that word away from the colonized, but, you know, I really don't know any other way to put it. I'm doing, well, I won't say I'm doing my best, but I'm trying. Bunny hopping, what year is this? 1999? Lots of games go faster when you bunny hop, specifically Minecraft. This is why I like Captain America. He fights for the America that should be. See, I kind of like what the Marvel movies did with Captain America, where he's just not really that patriotic at all. I think that's great. That's such a great direction to take that character. He's just kind of a guy who's just a normal, nice guy who's kind of over it, you know? Dropped all my onions back here by mistake. We should get some gadgets going, huh? Yeah, give it to me. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Yoink, 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 yoink. How many can I set up? That's a lot. I should probably be setting them up in other areas, but this is where I'm going to be spending the most time right now, so... Can't. Okay. Let's get some cave bees. Why wouldn't we? Oh, you can only have 6 up, but it's not 6 in an area, it's 6 period. Okay. Doesn't seem fair, doesn't seem right. You guys out of food already? Jeez. Needy. Thought Slime, have you seen Adam Ruins Everything? I have. I enjoy it. I think it is, though. I think some of the stuff on that show should really be taken with a grain of salt, because it has that kind of attitude that it's more likely to treat something as true if it's surprising, and that is its editorial bias, in my opinion. It's kind of like, you know, crack.com in a lot of ways, is that it's not necessarily there to educate you, it's there to make you go, oh, the thing you thought is wrong, don't you want to find out why? Which is not to say that everything they say is wrong, or that necessarily anything they say is wrong, but it's shouldn't be taken at face value, really. Adam ruins Joe Rogan. How hard could it be? Did he respond to Destiny yet? Keep holding your breath, pal. I don't have a lot of interest in responding to Destiny. I know it's very much in his interest that this becomes some sort of beef, and it's a back and forth. We're pooping back and forth into each other's butts forever. I said what I wanted to say, and really the only thing that interested me about Destiny already. So that's what I think. It wasn't there for him. It wasn't an invitation for him to debate me or to whatever. It was, yeah, here's something I've noticed about the way that people like him behave. And then he basically proved everything I said right. By behaving exactly as I said he would. Good news. New Twitch follower. Why dog? Why not cat? What do you mean dog? I have cats, not dog. You're still streaming live? Whoa, dude. Whoa. Whoa, dude. It's been like 2.5 hours. It's not an unusual amount of time to stream. I usually go for about 3 hours. You've got... This is... Seems like it's going too fast. For you. That's not the butt. That's not what I wanted to shoot in there. Yay, more slime with Thought Slime. JREG is a post-leftist. The hallmarks are all there. Why are people so obsessed with figuring out JREG's political stances? I do not understand this. Of the several chats I've posted on the stream, that's the one that you decided to read out loud. Lol, that's cool. Yeah, anyway, and always. What did I say? What did I read out loud of yours? Well, you know, you called me out and I responded. And I've henceforth destroyed you with facts and reason. Chicken Zone is poppin', huh? Oh my god, I just saw that. I saw you respawn. Look at all them chickens. We're so rich and... more respawned. Infinite chickens. You know what just occurred to me? I could very easily double production on both of these guys. Don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. Shout out Strange Eons. I don't know. Oh, I don't need to shout out Strange Eons. They've got like 250,000 YouTube subscribers, don't they? You think everyone who does videos about Garfield Eats knows each other? Is that what you think is going on here? Wait, you can feed them plorts? No, you can't feed them plorts, but you can give them... so if they're a small slime, you can give them a plort of a different kind to produce a larger slime that produces two plorts per poop. So you're not actually feeding them, you're just kind of breeding them, essentially. Evolving them like a Pokemon. Give me this. They should be good for a while. Oof. And we've got more friggin' crops to get. What's my favorite legendary Pokemon? I don't know. Does Mewtwo count? My favorite legendary Pokemon is Jigglypuff. Your favorite Pokemon should be Ditto. That's a good point, because Ditto can be any Pokemon, so you get the most variety that way. That's just logical. You've really hacked the system, and I appreciate that about you. Is Missing No, does that count as a legendary Pokemon? Yeah, but that's like wishing for more wishes, in that it's the correct thing to do. Is there a Goth Pokemon? Yeah, like any Dark Pokemon, really. Any Dark type. I forgot about my apiaries. Sub, how much time you got? Hey, can I have some bee shit? What you got for me? Hexacombs. We're gonna get the shit to make drone. It didn't get destroyed. It's simply incredible. Do they last forever, or do they have a certain amount of uses? Does Missing No count as a Pokemon and not just a glitch? That's why I'm asking. That's what I want to know. Missing No is the absence of Mew. Okay. Quantumplort. They eventually explode. Okay. They last 3 harvests. That's still pretty good. Missing No is the result of missing code because there were over 200 monsters planned for Gen 1. I just assumed that it was like, you know, like a Stack Overflow type of deal. Like you do something that makes it go above the number that it recognizes, so it goes missing number, like an error code. That's how I always interpreted it. Is it had something to do with like the exact way that the random number generator that causes spawns in the game to work breaks down under extremely specific circumstances, which is why you had to like go talk to the old man that taught you Pokemon catching in the beginning, and then go up and down the beach. I know very little about Pokemon. You and me both. I knew a lot about the first Pokemon game in 1999. which is not to say that the game came out in 1999. I know it came out in 1998 here in North America, but that's when I knew the most about it. Give me a break. Took me a year. FYI, though, the miners do last forever. Source my hundreds of hours. Okay. Turns out it actually is possible to catch Mew in Pokemon Red and Blue through extremely niche circumstances by manipulating the game in that way. Because that was the white whale back in the day. It's all about Monster Rancher. I never played Monster Rancher, but I do very often get the theme song to the cartoon for Monster Rancher stuck in my head. So what does that tell you? You know? Can we play which YouTuber would you guillotine if you got the chance? No, because everybody's going to say Thought Slime. And that's just rude. You need fruits! I will return with many fruits for my precious honey boys. Video game donkey, I win, bye bye. Why video game donkey? What's wrong with donkey? No one would guillotine you? That is objectively untrue. Favorite Ghibli movie? Princess Mononoke. Or Mononoke Hime in its original Japanese. Slime, those are veg? What are... Did I... I gave them beets. I meant to give them pogo fruits. Good catch. Video game donkey is an enlightened centrist. I mean... The dude doesn't strike me as, you know, someone who you listen to for his amazing insights. It's more so because he says words funny sometimes. I put them in the wrong slot. Also, I genuinely can't tell if he dislikes the Game Grumps. It is sincerely unclear to me. I don't know if I'm just not in on the joke, but the way he talks about them, I'm genuinely not. I can't, because it seems like if he actually like disliked them this much, he wouldn't talk about it on his YouTube channel. But I don't know. Maybe in like larger gamer circles, they are particularly disliked. But to me, like, I find his content funny. Specifically, the video where he trolled his friend while they were playing Portal. I think is the funniest video he's made. because his friend gets so genuinely mad, and he doesn't like play it up at all. Like he's not going like, "I got you, haha." He's just like acting confused. Like, what? What's going on? Why are you mad? Like, what's going on? And it just keeps getting funnier. Stop stacking. I bring you much fruits. Do not stack. You are not Goombas. Machine men with machine hearts. You are not Goombas. You're slimes. Hey, you. Shake off that other guy so I can... Let's just drop a bunch of fruit in here. Let them all get twisted on it. Do leftists like the Game Grumps? I mean, I don't know if leftists in general do. I do. I don't think they're, like, particularly woke, but I like their content a great deal. Pro Jared set up his solid defense and there's substantial evidence that his accusers were lying. Jesus Christ. No, there is. The man is a pedophile. The man fucking let 18-year-olds send him nudes, like, and solicited his fans from nudes, which is already like a fucking dubious thing to do at best. He is absolutely a predator, and yeah. And I'll say this. I think grooming your fans to send you nudes is an amateur Jared move at best. I don't think he should have a career. I don't think it's safe for him to have a career. He has demonstrated that he is not taking that responsibility seriously and is using it in dangerous and predatory ways. Did you watch the video he posted, or are you just doing this based on the nude sending activity? Look, man, I'm not gonna fucking do this. I'm not gonna sit here and let him like rant on and call out the people he himself abused. You're going to want to drop this, or you're going to find yourself catching a ban. You've been around for a while. This is not good behavior on your part. So, you know, and I don't think that someone who by his own admission, was soliciting nudes from his fans, and knowing that the majority of his fans are underage, given that his content is all about fucking video games and toys for children, I don't think that he gets the benefit of the doubt. And I think the fact that he got caught in so much of what he did, there really is no defense. I'm not going to fucking sit through his hour-long speech where he doxes some of his fans to get to the bottom of it, because in the court of a public opinion does not require that. It's not about cancel culture. It's about, like, it isn't canceling someone to say that people should... It isn't canceling someone to not be famous, you know? You don't have the right to be famous. If you do something shitty, people should turn on you. And if you do something predatory, then you should lose the privileges of your platform. And it should be worth noting, never, not once in history, has a predator ever not tried to reframe the narrative as, oh, you've been lied to. All of this evidence that you've seen has been manipulated by an enormous conspiracy of people in my life who decided to silence me. I think Jared is 100% guilty, but you don't even know what Jared did in the video. How can you tell what he said? You know what? Because I'm not talking about the fucking video. The same way that if Harvey Weinstein made a video telling his side of the story, I would still be comfortable saying that he should lose his privileges and his power in the entertainment industry. I like that the Coke that makes Hawaiian shirts, that is one of the Coke spawns, one of the lesser Cokes. He kind of looks like the guy from Ain't It Cool News. Dr. Bones situation, right? Well, Dr. Bones didn't come back like a couple of months later and try and clear the record. He admitted to his wrongdoing and left. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty similar. Thoughts on pickles? Big fan. Love pickles. Particularly pickled beets. The finest of all pickles. Not a big fan of pickled turnips. Get them a lot of the time at falafel joints. Could take them or leave them, to be honest. Enough talk about pedophiles. Tell us when you'll be challenging Destiny to a fist fight. I mean, I would rather fist fight him than debate him. I think he'd beat me either way, but at least the fist fight would be funny. Pickles are good, but only very occasionally? No, pickles are good all the time. And you know what? Let me tell you this. Relish, underrated. Do push-ups? I can do maybe 3 push-ups. There is absolutely no way that I could defeat Destiny in a push-up contest. You'd win the fist fight? I promise you I would not. If I paid you in Destiny to duel pistols at dawn, would you accept? No. No, I'm not. I know what happened to Alexander Hamilton's son, and I simply can't. I don't want Lin-Manuel Miranda to write a play about me. I've been wanting to know what happened to Dr. Bones for a while. Can someone tell me? He got outed as a manipulator and sexual predator. Yeah. So that's what happened with him. And he basically fucked off to the moon or wherever such people go. Sauerkraut is good and has probiotics. If you eat probiotics and antibiotics at the same time, will you explode? Destiny isn't that well built, and neither am I, friends. And he's definitely got like a foot on me. How tall is that dude? Luna is non-compete's wife, right? She's his partner. I don't know if she's his wife. I do not think they're married. He always just describes her as his comrade, which is incredible. Back again, Felix. Can you guys see Felix? Destiny is like 4 feet tall. How tall are you? I'm 5'10". Same height as Spider-Man. Canonically. What's that, Felix? She said trans rights. Can you come up into camera? Am I going to have to position? Stay in lap. Thing. Destiny is like 5'6", 5'7". Oh, then maybe I could beat him in a fight. I don't know. I'm not really into that type of macho shit. I just assume anyone could beat me in a fight, and therefore do not fight people. We're coming up on the end of the stream, but since Felix is here, I just figured people would want to see that. Meters for the win? I have no idea how tall I am in meters. Same way that I don't know how many stone I weigh. I don't want someone to fight Destiny. For as much as I occupy a permanent space in Destiny's mind, I really don't give a shit about him, to be honest. Can they just leave the cam on Felix? That's the plan. "5'10" isn't even short. It's about average height. I've never described myself as short, just average height. Slime friend, we have the same mic and very similar looking cats. How much significance should I read into this? Well, maybe you should make a YouTube channel. Sounds like you could make a living off of it. That's all you need. A microphone and a cat. Why is Destiny so mad at you? Because he can't handle being criticized. He's used to people debating him and going into an arena where he can completely devastate them. And since I'm really not willing, I just wanted to criticize him and chill out. He really can't handle that because he's so used to winning. And you can't win if you don't compete. I'm not winning either, but this is like Felix's perfect day right here. What is your ideal social setup and what path to get there? I don't know what you mean by social setup. Thought Slime is 1 inch taller than the average in North America for Euros. Yeah, well, I'm within a standard deviation, so I still feel comfortable calling myself average height. Did Destiny do a response video? Apparently he did like 2 streams about me. You know, it's interesting because like I've had smaller creators make videos about me, and I just kind of shrug it off, because like who cares? But this is the second time in as many months where like I've labeled the slightest bit of criticism. I've leveled the slightest bit of criticism at a larger or commiserate creator, and they've just lost their noodles at me. Capitalism is a social setup. Representative democracy is a social setup. That is what I meant by social setup. That doesn't really clarify things, because you just named 2 completely separate things. Okay, bye, Felix. Oh, you're staying around, huh? Is Destiny's response vid watch and laugh worthy? I don't know, I didn't watch it. Do you think him making a reply was wrong? You wanted this. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's fine. And what I wanted, for the record, was to make a video talking about the Liberal Minds Prison. Oh, here comes Charlie. Charlie, come on, be up on stream, bud. Come here. Come over here. You guys see Charlie? Microphone's in the way. Microphone. My camera appears to have become disconnected, which is concerning to me. Thought Slime. That's probably going to do it for today, then. We overloaded the cats with we overloaded the camera with too many cats, and I just couldn't keep up anymore. Thanks everybody for hanging out.